रसोई के रहस्य आओ मिलकर खोले हम सब्जी दाल मसाले इन सबको टटोले हम रसोई के रहस्य आओ मिलकर खोले हम सब्जी दाल मसाले इन सबको टटोले हम रसोई के रहस्य आओ मिलकर खोले हम रसोई के रहस्य आओ मिलकर खोले हम।
नमस्कार, रसोई के रहस्य के इस बहुत ही स्पेशल एपिसोड में आप सबका स्वागत है। हम अभी भी हैं एक्सपर्ट स्टॉक में, जहां पर कोई ना कोई नया एक्सपर्ट हमारे पास हमारे साथ आकर हमसे खूब सारी बातें कुछ नई कुछ पुरानी करके अपनी नॉलेज शेयर करते हैं। आज का एपिसोड एक्स्ट्रा स्पेशल है क्योंकि आज हमारे पास एक इंटरनेशनल गेस्ट हैं जो कि पेस्ट्री शेफ हैं और बहुत कुछ नया करते हैं। ये जहां से आते हैं उसके बारे में मैं आपको कुछ बता दूं। हम लोग सब जानते ही हैं ग्रीस के बारे में। ग्रीस जो देश है छोटा सा, लेकिन उसका वजूद बहुत बड़ा है, उसकी आइडेंटिटी बहुत बड़ी है। हमने इसके बारे में माइथोलॉजी में पढ़ा है, फिलॉसफी में पढ़ा है, हिस्ट्री में पढ़ा है, और इसके जो इन्फ्लुएंसेस है हमारी जिंदगी में बहुत अलग अलग किस्म के हैं। तो सिर्फ खाने में ना होकर हमारी पढ़ाई में, हमारी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में और हर चीज में कुछ ना कुछ इस छोटे से देश ने हमको दिया है। तो आज हमने सोचा क्यों नहीं हम इस देश के एक पेस्ट्री शेफ से बात करें और इनसे जाने के ये क्या करते हैं और इनके देश में क्या नया बनता है और क्या अलग बनता है, किस तरह के इंग्रेडिएंट्स ये लोग यूज करते हैं। और ये हमारे साथ अपने ही देश की एक रेसिपी, एक बहुत ही अच्छी सिंपल लोकल केक की रेसिपी हमारे साथ ये शेयर करेंगे। तो अब ज्यादा वक्त जाया न करते हुए मैं आपको इंट्रोड्यूस कराने वाली हूँ इनको। ये हमारे साथ आज हैं शेफ एनास्टेसियस, ये पेस्ट्री शेफ हैं और अब चलते हैं इनसे बात करने के लिए। हेलो एनास्टेसियस, वेलकम टू आवर शो रसोई के रहस्य।
Thank you, Payal. It's my pleasure to be here with you.
And it's really wonderful because our listeners are going to really be learning a whole lot of new things from your beautiful country, Greece. Because what I remember of, your country and of the beauty of Greece from the days that I could see was a lot of color, a lot of beauty, a lot of greenery, beautiful clear water, sandy beaches, and lots of lovely, beautiful holiday destination with a very, very deep-seated history and, so many philosophers, so much mention of mythology. So we know a lot of that in theory. But since you are here with us, we would like you to tell us a little more about you, about what you do, and a little bit more about where you come from.
Okay, you just made a perfect description of Greece.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's a perfect. I couldn't make it, I think.
Tell me, what do you do, Anastasios?
I'm a pastry chef. I'm living at the moment in Greece, in northern Greece, in a small city called Arta. It's the name of my city.
Uh-huh.
My background, I have studied pastry here in Greece and also in Switzerland and also in Spain. Mm-hmm. I'm working in very important hotel units here in Greece, and also I have worked in Cyprus. Mm-hmm. That's my working background, actually. I love pastry. I love to learn new things, to tell to other people what I know about pastry, and also it's a perfect occasion to speak about Greek pastry.
Yes, that's what we would like to know, because there is nothing nicer than to learn about the local flavors from a person of the country. And considering you are a professional and you're also a pastry chef, the Greek pastry is definitely something what we would like to know most about. So like we were discussing just now a while back, I would love to know, different occasions, like we spoke, you make different traditional dishes, different kinds of sweets for, let's say, Christmas or Easter, and use a lot of local ingredients. So could you please share with us, what is it that is mostly used as local ingredients in your, desserts, in the line of desserts that Greece has?
Yeah. Actually, we love nuts, like almonds, walnuts, sesame, and raisin. And also we use a lot of honey It's a typical ingredient here in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
For Christmas and Easter, we have different kind of sweets.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, for Christmas, we make small cookies. We have two different kinds. One is more moist, one is more dry.
Right.
The one is with butter, the other one is with honey and semolina.
Mm-hmm.
And also we make for the last day of the year, we make a pie. Actually, it's like a cake, I think. It's more like a cake with butter and flour and some nuts inside or some zest of orange, something like that. And we used to put a coin inside the cake. But the one who has the coin to his piece, it's the lucky one for the year coming.
So do you use a lot of flour, as in wheat flour, whole wheat flour, semolina, you said, which we call Suji here in India. We use a lot of whole wheat flour and, different byproducts of whole wheat, like refined flour, which is also all-purpose flour. And semolina. I noticed that you mentioned semolina a lot. So do you use a lot of semolina in your desserts?
We use not a lot, but there are different kinds of sweets that we use semolina. But actually, we have also a big class of desserts here that it's with phyllo dough. Do you know phyllo dough? It's like a thin layer of dough.
Yeah.
Very thin layer of dough. It's like baklava that has different layers.
Yes, phyllo pastry, is it? Phyllo pastry?
Yeah, phyllo pastry, yeah. This one, we use it a lot here in Greece. It's really typical. We make desserts, we make other food with like pies with this phyllo. It's really typical here.
Yes, and phyllo is very, very, it's not easy to make because of all the layers that you have to, a lot of butter, a lot of folding, lot of freezing, lot of rolling. It's a lot of work, but it's extremely tasty. A well-made phyllo, anything with a phyllo base is extremely tasty. So what we do here in India, for the sake of my listeners, हम लोग जिस तरह से curry puffs वगैरह खाते हैं, पैटीज जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं, उसमें अलग अलग फिलिंग्स होती हैं, उसी तरह का जो बेस है, जो अलग अलग लेयर्स वाला है, क्रंची है, क्रिस्प है, उसी तरह के लेयर्स वाली पेस्ट्री ये लोग बनाकर अपनी अलग अलग किस्म के डिजर्ट्स में यूज करते हैं, पाइज में यूज करते हैं, कुकीज वगैरह में, काफी चीजों में ये यूज होती है. So, and what about fruits? You said you come from a region where you have a lot of citrus fruits. So are fruits also used a great deal in your preparations, in the desserts?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, imagine that for many, many years, they want to find a way to keep the fruits because when we didn't have fridges, imagine 100 years ago. So it's very typical also in Greece to make a process like candying, like take the fruit, we blanch the fruit, we take the skin of the fruit actually. Also, we can take the whole fruit. We blanch it, and then we start the process that we soak these pieces in syrup. And finally, we have a very sweet fruit inside syrup that you can keep this for 1 year without a problem. It's really typical when you go to visit someone, go to see your friend or something.
Yes.
Coming his mother or her mother with a small plate with these candied fruits in the syrup.
Oh, wonderful. So you don't go empty-handed. You carry something sweet with you and you take it with you. Yeah. So I think all of us do something like this, process it in sugar here as well. There are different things that we use and, process it with sugar, basically soak it and allow it to sit in sugar. And then, like you say, it can be stored. We have different versions of those things. So basically, I think traditionally material is different, ingredients are different, but somehow what we do with food is very similar in all the countries across the world.
Yeah, actually, the needs were the same because you need to keep the fruits because otherwise you have to waste it. So you have to find a way to keep it fresh. And
to preserve it, to basically preserve it. Yes. We do that as well for different kinds of fruits, especially those that are not seasonal.
It's amazing here in Greece because we make also this process with not only with fruits, we make also with vegetables. We have sweet eggplant, sweet zucchini.
Lovely. Is Greece a country that has a lot of fondness for sweets?
Yeah. I think we love sweets.
What's not to like, Anastasios? Everything. It's sweet is something that I think everybody likes it in some form or the other, and especially if they're different and they're unique, it becomes even tastier. So tell us, what is your signature dish? What is the one thing that you like the most for yourself, and if you have to cook for, let's say, a bunch of friends or somebody, what would be the one thing that you would like to make?
What I normally, I like a pie with sesame. It's a pie with sesame paste. And, actually, I love the sesame paste, so I love this one. I love it. I love it. One is this one, and the other one is the Ravani. It's the Semolina Cake. That it's really typical here in Greece.
Sounds really interesting, because sesame paste in a pie, automatically the taste becomes something completely different, because we use sesame paste here a lot also. We call it til. So it's the til paste that we use here for different things. In fact, in January, we have a festival where we use sesame with jaggery and make them into balls, and we flatten them out into little sweetmeats that are consumed at, because during the winter is when it is consumed a lot. So I think that's something that we have in common over there. So this pie that you're talking about, is this again a phyllo paste, or is it short crust?
Actually, it's a variation of phyllo, but it's almost the same. It's a little bit different, but actually it has a lot of common with phyllo paste. Paste, yeah.
Similar sort, but with a little bit of difference.
Yeah, with a twist.
What about chocolate? Considering chocolate is so universally loved,
actually, we use it. We love it, of course. We use it, of course. But imagine that the first. I don't know exactly when exactly chocolate came in Greece, but the first chocolate factory established in Greece in 1841.
Oh, wow. Okay.
1841. But we love chocolates. Who doesn't? I don't know. There is a quotation that 99% love chocolate and 1% just lying.
Yes, true. And do you use a lot of chocolate in your cooking? Do you like to use a lot of chocolate in your?
I like chocolate a lot. Also, I was in Switzerland. That it's a country that
where
they love chocolates.
Yes.
So I love chocolate. I love to work with chocolates. It's amazing.
Wonderful. And it's a beautiful ingredient to work with as well. It is so versatile, and you can do so many different things with it. In almost every form you can use it, cooked with chocolate or with cocoa or one of those things anyway. This has really been interesting. So today you're going to share with us a recipe which is traditional. It is a traditional recipe of Greece. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is a semolina cake, correct?
It's a semolina cake. The name here in Greece, it's Ravani or Ravani, but actually the name is also used in Middle East. It's a common name for this kind of dessert.
I see. So आज हम लोग जो रेसिपी सुनने वाले हैं शेफ एनास्टेसियोस से, वो है सूजी का केक, और ये हमको बताएंगे इसमें क्या क्या इंग्रेडिएंट्स जाते हैं. मैंने रेसिपी पढ़ी है, और ज्यादा मतलब ऊपर से अगर मैं आपको बताऊं तो इसमें सूजी जो इस्तेमाल होने वाली है वो मोटी सूजी है, मतलब महीन सूजी नहीं यूज करी हुई है, मोटी सूजी यूज करी हुई है. इसमें अंडे हैं, चीनी है, तेल है, और इसमें संतरे का रस है, और साथ में चाशनी बनाई है, पतली चाशनी बनाकर उसमें नींबू डाला है, और साथ में इसमें एसेंस भी होगा. केक है तो थोड़ा बहुत एसेंस होगा. तो ये मैंने सिर्फ एक राउंड अप दिया है इंग्रेडिएंट्स का. अभी इनसे सुनते हैं कि ये इंग्रेडिएंट्स क्या होंगे. I've just given them a roundup of my listeners, a roundup of what the ingredients are going to be in Hindi. So you can now tell us more about the semolina cake and the ingredients and the process.
I think that I will give in different exactly. I gave you first the semolina, I think, but I think it's better to give it exactly the way that we put it.
Okay.
So I will start with the eggs. We need 4 eggs, medium eggs. When we call medium, we think that we have 50 grams of the egg. So it's 30 grams of egg white and 20 grams of egg yolk.
Oh,
So
okay.
we have 50 grams. For medium eggs, it's 200 grams actually. So we have 4 eggs. Then we put half cup of sunflower oil or corn oil, whatever it's available. Then we put 1 cup of sugar.
Okay. Granulated white sugar?
Yeah.
Okay.
And half cup of orange juice.
All right.
These ingredients we can just mix it with a whisk just to break the eggs and to make a
Lightly
nice
mix it, just
actually.
lightly.
Yeah,
so break the yolk, just mix the yolk and the white.
Yeah. Then we have to sieve the flour with the baking powder. We need 1 cup of flour and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And we have to sieve it together.
Sieve the all-purpose flour and the
baking powder.
Right, okay.
And finally, we add the semolina. 1 cup of semolina, coarse semolina. I don't know exactly which types you have available in India.
Yes, it is. We do get different grades. Yes, we get a coarse semolina.
We need the coarse one. Yeah. So at the end, we have this mix. We mix it with a whisk by hand, 2-3 minutes just to have a homogeneous mixture.
So you mix your wet ingredients first. That's your eggs.
Yeah. Eggs, the oil and the orange juice.
Right.
And then we put the dry ingredients. Also, we can put some vanilla essence or vanilla powder just for the essence of vanilla. Okay. Then we have to put this mixture in a small tray. And then we bake it in 2084 Fahrenheit. I don't know, you use Fahrenheit, I think.
Ours is centigrade. 140 C?
140, yeah.
140 C for 40 minutes.
For 40 minutes, yeah. I think that it's better the first 20 minutes to cover the tray with some
foil, aluminium foil.
Yeah.
But I'd like to know, why would you, what is the reason? We see this in a lot of recipes where they ask you to cover it in with aluminium foil. What is the reason that we cover it?
Actually, it's because the surface of the cake, in some cases, must be a little bit burned. On the top. So we cover it, we have the heat, but we don't have the heat on the top, on the surface of the cake.
I see. Okay. And color also will start changing, correct? If you put it right. Does it make a difference to the color also if you leave it uncovered?
Maybe it will be a little bit more darker.
It'll be darker,
but,
correct?
You know, it depends of the oven because each oven works differently, so I cannot give a lot of details.
Yes, and it depends on the heat.
There are different ovens, so exactly you have to know your oven, how normally you cook, you bake cakes or stuff like that. So if you know how you bake a cake, it's almost the same for the semolina cake, not so different.
It's not very complicated. So all these ingredients that we said, mixing the wet ingredients, that is your eggs and oil and sugar and orange juice and vanilla extract. We mix all this and put the dry ingredients, that's your sifted refined flour or all-purpose flour, baking powder and semolina, and mix all of it together, whisk it together. That's all, correct?
Yeah. We just want to be mixed. We don't want to whisk it.
We don't want to mix it. We just want to
have a mixture. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to put air inside. It's okay.
No egg. Okay. No egg.
We can put. Actually, you can put, but it's not the main purpose. By hand, you cannot put so much air inside, so it's okay. Doesn't matter.
Right. So first 20 minutes at 140 degrees centigrade. Cover it with aluminium foil, and then later, after 20 minutes, open it and bake it for another 20 minutes, correct?
Yeah. We can, at the end of the baking, we can just put a knife inside.
Yes, the toothpick
if it's going out clear, yeah. So there are some
crumbs on it.
You can taste it.
It should be totally clean, because some pastry like cookies and things, brownies, will never come out totally dry. So does this come out totally clean? Your toothpick test?
Maybe it's just a little bit, not just almost dry, but there is nothing to stick on the knife.
There might be a little because there's orange juice in it as well.
Yeah.
That's good. So next, what is the next step? You take it out of the oven, keep it out, let it cool.
Next step, we take it out of the oven. We leave it a little bit to get cold, not be so hot. We have to put with a spoon 3/4 cup of milk, just milk, plain milk, We soak the cake with milk.
Soak it with milk.
Milk, yeah.
So like this, or do we cut into pieces? No, or the full thing first?
Yeah. If you want, you can, when you take out, you can cut the pieces because it's easier, because it's more dry at that moment. So you can cut the pieces that you want, big or small, it's upon what you want.
Okay, and then put the milk.
And then put the milk, yeah.
Okay.
And finally, we put the syrup. I think it's better to make the syrup at the beginning.
Okay, right. So what was the quantity for the syrup, the sugar
for the
and
syrup,
the water?
we need 2 cups of sugar.
Okay.
1.5 cup water.
Right.
1 tablespoon lemon juice.
Lemon juice clarifies it as well, yes.
We just make a boil, just to boil for 1 minute, and that's ready. We don't
just melt. You just need to melt the sugar, correct? Nothing else. No soft ball stage, nothing. Just the sugar needs to melt.
Just to boil for 1 minute. If it's boiling, we keep 1 minute, and it's okay.
Okay, so just the sugar should completely melt, and that's all.
Yeah. Just have in mind that in syrup you can put some cinnamon stick if you want, or something to give more aromas in the syrup.
Some more flavor to that.
Some flavor, yeah.
Cinnamon will be nice. If there's orange, I think cinnamon will go really well with the orange, yes.
Yeah.
So just a cinnamon stick, just drop a cinnamon stick in it, that's all.
Yeah.
Nice. So we soaked it with milk, and then?
After the milk, then we soak with the syrup. The syrup, we don't want to be very hot. We want to be...
It'll break the cake. It'll make it mushy.
Yeah. So the recipe, that's how we do it. And then you have to leave it for some time to absorb all the syrup.
Right.
And normally we eat it the next day.
Nice.
Because it's better, I think, the next day. But even at the moment, if you
no, it sounds
if you cannot resist,
it'll soak everything up and it'll become nicer like that. So is this eaten cold or is this eaten warm? Is it eaten when you eat it the next day? Is it refrigerated in the fridge, or do we put it outside?
No, we put in the fridge.
Fridge. Yeah, milk, correct. There's milk in it, yes. So, and we eat it cold.
Yeah. And actually, if you want, you can put also a scoop of vanilla ice cream on the top.
Lovely. This gets more and more interesting with everything. Scoop of vanilla ice cream sounds just right. So it's basically a soft, it'll be a soft, juicy kind of a cake, correct?
Yeah. It's really soft, really juicy. It's really nice. I think I love it. I don't know. It's one of my favorite.
Like I said, I love anything with oranges in it. And you mentioned that in case we want more flavor of orange, we can zest and add a little bit of orange zest.
Yeah, if you have fresh oranges, you can take the zest and you can put it inside the first mixture. It's more flavor inside.
More flavor, yes. There's a lot more flavor in this. And how long can we store it, refrigerated? 4 eggs is a big cake coming by a small
actually,
family.
the problem for me is the milk that we soak with the milk.
Right.
So ideally, I think for 3-4 days for me, because it's the milk. But also, if you don't want, you cannot put the milk. You can just soak the cake with the syrup. It's okay. It's not...
so if you don't want to put milk, let's say we are cooking with somebody who does not drink milk. So can we skip milk and just do...
Yeah. You can skip it. And, then you can keep it longer in the fridge. Because there is not the milk.
Syrup, just the syrup, that's
better.
all?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was just thinking. Nowadays, you have a lot of people who are vegan and don't want, because oil, there is no butter, so there's oil. So it will make a good vegan recipe also if there's no milk.
Yeah. Just with the milk, it's more soft, the cake. But but just with the syrup, it's okay. It's even good with the syrup. Yeah. We put the milk just to be more soft.
I think it's also very nice that, and there's a little bit of lemon juice in that also. So I think the syrup will have a very nice citrusy flavor as well with the lemon juice in it.
Yeah.
And with the orange and the lemon, yum. This sounds really interesting. I'm going to definitely try this out. And what I will do is I will write this recipe down like you sent it to me. I will write this recipe and we will share it with our listeners in the description box of YouTube. So they have the written recipe available to them as well. So in case they want to make it, and you have in any case described it to us. So is this particular recipe made at any particular time, a special time, special occasion, or is it just something that
It's really typical. Actually, it's a very easy dessert to make it at home. So normally in Greece we don't celebrate so much a birthday. We celebrate more the how to call it. We have the names. My name is Anastasios. There is a saint with the name Anastasios. So the day that it's the celebration for my saint.
Okay, that's where your name comes from, Anastasios. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if it's a friend of mine that it's
a feast. It's like a feast.
It's the feast for him, for her, because it's her name day. So we're going to the home, and the mother or grandmother made, of course, Ravani.
So something that is made as an offering for the feast, for the saint.
Yeah. You know, it's also if you will make it, it's easy. It's not something so complicated or so with a very difficult to find ingredients. It's really easy and you can make it.
Yes, very basic. Yes, and they're pantry ingredients. They're very regular pantry ingredients.
Yeah.
And like you said, we can use packaged orange juice for this, so we don't even need fresh orange juice.
If there is no fresh, of course we can use. Yeah, it's okay.
It really sounds extremely interesting. And since it's something that is eaten cold, so it'll probably be really nice at any point in time as a moist dessert, to serve as a moist dessert. It will be extremely interesting. So I'm sure there'll be many of us, me included, who's going to want to try this recipe, and
I hope so.
will definitely let you know once I make it and see, because I had mentioned to you I tried a Semolina cake and it did not turn out well. It was an eggless cake.
I remember.
It was really sad. I was so sad because I had used mango pulp in it, but it was no eggs. So I was very sad, and I have always liked the idea of a Semolina cake because I like the texture of semolina.
I love it also.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice texture. Even to make something as simple as a porridge, semolina, coarse semolina will make a very nice porridge also. But I was very sad about the fact that my cake had turned out so badly. So now I'm going to...
Don't worry, it happens to everyone. Don't worry, it happens.
Yes, I know it does. But that was my first attempt at a semolina cake, and I was really upset that, a semolina cake hadn't turned out right. So I have a recipe from you. I'm definitely going to try it, and hopefully I won't spoil that as well. And and then I shall send you pictures once I have.
Of course I want.
Yeah.
I want to see the results.
Yes. Oh God, it's quite scary. But anyway, I'm going to be brave and try this in any case. And but is it easy to cut, out of my own sense of curiosity, because it has semolina, it has juice and things like that?
Yeah. It's also when you take out from the oven, it's soft, so it's easy to cut it.
It's not a problem. It won't be
not so difficult. Yeah.
And we don't have to demold it. We can cut it in the pan itself and then take the pieces and so.
Yeah. You just take out the piece from the pan. Yeah, you don't have to take it out.
So that is easy. Yeah, that is easier because demolding sometimes can cause trouble with cakes with juices and things like that.
Yeah, it's not so easy. Yeah. If you put also the syrup or the milk, it's almost impossible to demold.
Right. So just leave it in that itself. Leave it in the pan.
Yeah. You can take out the piece
and take it out when you're serving. You take out the pieces separately, and then you can serve from the pan only.
Yeah.
Wonderful. This is really, really simple. And I'm quite sure that I'm going to be greedy enough to ask you for more recipes very soon. And
it will be my pleasure. I'm here whatever you want.
Yes. I'm going to, different, especially traditional things like cookies and stuff like that you make traditionally. once I've figured this one out, I will definitely want to do this, because we have a few people who are very, very interested in baking. My listeners who are visually impaired and who are, just beginning their journey with baking, and they want to attempt to bake. So I'm trying to collect things for them, that as they move on, different things that they can do, some easy ones and some simple ones, so that they can practice and then move on to the more difficult recipes.
I think now it's the beginning, but at the end you will be master bakers.
Yes, we are all hoping. That's the whole idea. We're all hoping that with help from people like you, people like Priya and everybody, then we will definitely have a lot of master bakers on our hand, and their families will be very happy people. Great. Wonderful, Anastasios. Thank you so much for spending this time with us and having this conversation.
Thank you so much. It was great to meet you and speak together. Yeah. It's amazing. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's my pleasure. It's my honor. Thank you so much.
Because it's always nice to know something from a different country, and it's sort of, there's a mystery that we have in our heads about a particular country, and to learn more in little bits and pieces is really, really interesting.
Yeah. And always there is something more to learn. Always there is something more.
Yes, always. Great. Thank you so much. रसोई के रहस्य का ये एपिसोड बस यहाँ तक ही। हमने एक बहुत ही नए देश और नए देश के खाने के बारे में, उनकी मीठे के बारे में आज कुछ सुना, कुछ सीखा। तो आज का सफर यहाँ तक ही। हमसे जुड़े रहिए आगे भी और सुनते रहिए हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग बातें। जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए, शेयर भी करिएगा। तो अगले एपिसोड तक नमस्कार। सुनते रहिए रहस्य, आओ मिलकर खोले हम रसोई के रहस्य, आओ मिलकर खोले हम।